All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and Lord's will this lesson will be edifying, as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and the Wadiah, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, why do we hear more law than Lord? And pretty much I just want to give my spiritual 2 cents. I want to land back off of Elder Apostle Gabar's video right here. Watched just about all of it in its entirety. And Elder Apostle Gabar said, if the Spirit's on you, do a lesson on this. And this is a ongoing topic pertaining to law-abiding Israelites compared to law and faith-abiding Israelites. And one thing that we see is just the narrative of the Lord playing out, okay? Just like back then, you had Israelites that didn't accept Yahushai. They didn't accept the apostleship of Paul, okay? Things of that nature. So, we're just seeing, a reoccurrence, a same theme, I'll say, that we read about in the scriptures, and we see it playing out all over again. So, I just want to touch on this topic. And one thing that I noticed as I was putting some precepts together, as you see, I'm in Romans, Galatians, things of that nature. Really what we're witnessing is, the mercy that the Lord bestowed upon us, because we being under the law is why we're under the curses now, okay, for breaking the law, which, it's all prophecy, so, hey, we're just going to pretty much go into it, all right, and you got to be aware of these guys that are pushing the law more than the Lord upon you, okay, and let me get that real quick. In Romans 3, just as a disclaimer, we do live by the laws, but remember Yahushai spoke about the, I believe he summed it all up saying, do unto your neighbor as you would do unto yourself, which he made it very simple for us. Okay. And these guys, they complicate, our customs. They complicate the simplicity of Yahushai. Okay. Romans 3:31, do we then make void of the law through faith? Yahweh forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Okay. And we establish the law that is bestowed upon us. But you have in particular men that are set up to frustrate the grace that you're under right now. Okay. What should be most important when it comes to the Hebrew Israelite teaching, of course, is knowing that you're an Hebrew Israelite, knowing the name of the God of the Hebrew Israelites and the prophecies, okay, having faith in Yahushai. So there's a lot of important things that I notice, starting with IUIC, they don't go into, and even for the aspect of the great debaters, okay, of, Deacon Akah, Alazar, Assad. One thing I notice is with all the debates that they're into, why not do debates about the true name of the Lord? There's in particular debates that are, or I'll say there's in particular questions that are still up in the air in the Hebrew Israelite community that I notice they don't touch on. And why not? Why not go into those things? But they're quick to stand up for another Hebrew Israelites pertaining to a doctrine that's, it has holes in it. Okay. It has holes in it. All right. Living by the law in full detail is not what guarantees you into the kingdom. See, I have a couple points that I want to make. And since I said that, let me get Ephesians. What about predestination? What about predestination? Because that's the statement that was made in this is they believe the only way to the kingdom is through living by the laws. But I got another point to make. Did we have the laws when we were in Egypt and the Lord heard our cries? But he heard our cries because of the promise that was given unto Abraham. So there's so many points that cut this this doctrine or these ideas of you have to do in particular things to make it. No, there's predestination. There's no free will. The creature is subject to vanity. So there's so many things that come to mind when we hear the statement of keep the laws, and that's how you get to the kingdom. That's not it. All right. We don't make void the laws, but you're going to have Israelites that are keeping the laws, and then they're going to be judged pertaining to those laws. No. We want to be found under grace. We want to be found under the blood of Yahweh Shai, just like how we had to put the blood over our doorposts in literal Egypt. It's Ephesians 1:1. Check this out. And then you'll have a simple remark back is, so we don't got to. Nobody said we're not keeping the laws. No one's bringing that up. We're establishing the law, but you have to add in the spiritual aspect of the narrative of the movie the Lord is given to us. Okay, we all were Gentiles being awoken here in Babylon. It says, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world. So no matter what, the elect is the elect. Okay, the elect is the elect, just like the malefactor. All right, he was a malefactor on the cross for breaking some law. Okay, but because he had faith in Yahweh Shai, he told him, today you will be with me where? In paradise. Okay. Now let's keep going. I'm not going to make this long. I just had some points. That's all I want to do. I just want to hit some points. That's it. It says, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, to himself, not to the law, okay, to Yahweh Shai. And another thing, you have to understand, Yahweh Shai is the mediator that has introduced us as a nation to the new covenant, okay? We are waiting for the laws to be written within us through an aspect of spirituality, meaning in the world to come in the near future, we will have the laws, statutes, and commandments designed in our body, in our spirit. So right now, we live by Yahweh Shai, okay? And we live by the laws to the best of our ability through Yahweh Shai, all right? It's very simple, okay? It's very simple. It says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shai Mashiach to himself according to the good pleasure of his will. See, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he has made us accepted in the beloved. See, so Yahweh Shai is how we've been accepted back. Not coming back to the laws is how we got accepted back, okay? It's not the laws that got us accepted back to Yahweh, all right? It's Yahweh Shai. Now, I just want to go through a couple points here. So let's just start at 1. This is Romans 10:1. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal. Okay, yeah, you got a zeal. You're very zealous with the law. We're not knocking living by the law, but I notice you push the law on me more than the Lord. Okay, and when I mean Lord, I mean Yahweh Shai. Okay, so why do we hear the law more than the Lord? That's all I want to know. Why do we hear the law, the law, the law? And then you go, oh yeah, in Most High Christ bless. No, wait. What about Yahweh Shai? Can we talk about his importance to us as a nation of people pertaining to what he has done for us within the law? Okay. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. And what is that knowledge that we see it's not according to? It's according to the knowledge of Yahweh Shai's important, okay, of being this acceptable sacrifice under the law to redeem us from the law. Let me grab that real quick. This is where do I want to go? Actually, Galatians. Yeah, let's go to Galatians 4. Check this out. I got to read this real quick, and then I'm going to jump back to Romans. See, we've got sonship now. Okay, where did our adoption come from? Where did our sonship come from? It all comes and stems from Yahweh Shai, not the law. Okay, now Galatians 4:1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. See, so we needed to be redeemed from the law so that we could become back as sons to Yahweh Shemel Shai while under grace, living by the laws to the best of our ability, having an acceptable sacrifice, who is Yahweh Shai, for the redemption of sin. Okay, so it honestly is very simple, but what you do is you have guys that are frustrating the grace that's been given to us in a very simple form. Okay, living by just the laws is what's going to get you to the kingdom of heaven. All right, it's predestination. It's the elect. There's a movie. All right, it's a movie that's playing out here. So these guys are trying to push more of a any one of you. No. It's only the elect. Only the elect is going to make it out of Babylon and the destruction to come. Okay. Now let's go back. Let's go back to Romans 10. Now check this out. Romans 10:3. It says, "For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness." What's righteousness? Living by the law. What's righteousness? Relax, bro. Relax. Okay. Because when you look at the aspect of Abraham, was Abraham living by the laws? And I got to bring it up again. Were we living by the laws when we got delivered out of Egypt? When you look into the scriptures and go into Exodus, I believe it wasn't until the 21st chapter where even the Sabbath was introduced to us. So you got to look past the laws of our culture as a chosen lineage of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay. Remember, when you go to Romans 9, it says according to election. Okay, this was all designed in the spirit realm. All right, real quick, I got to get this point of our chosenness. Okay, Romans 9 and right here it says, let's just start at 7. It says, "Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed." See, that's another thing. Why not bring up the promise? And I gotta say this one thing I noticed with camps like IUIC, Edom, Watchmen for Israel. I notice when our people that come up that have no idea that they're Israelites, they have no idea what the name is, they have no idea about the truth, they argue them about just living by the law. Like, why do you push the law on our lost people and not the Lord, and introduce them to Yahweh Shai? And then you add in the aspect of our culture, how we live by the law, and then you show them the benefits in it, things of that nature. But when you just walk up to a Jake and you're just sitting here telling them not to eat pork, that's not helping them in their current condition and giving them hope. That's not the gospel. Okay, us being known, we have to live by the law is a part of this walk. But when you just use the law as the whole direction of this journey to the kingdom, you're leaving our people in more of a lost state than they were from the fucking beginning, man. Okay, I literally watched these guys cram the law down Jake's throat, and then I've seen them argue. Well, what do you name? What's the name of the Lord? Like, they're all out there just to fucking debate our people, man. You guys are wicked, evil shepherds. Okay. You're not leading our people in the right path of salvation. You're not leading them to the Lord. You're bringing them over to the law, and you're cramming it down them. And then when Jake is like, "Wait a minute, my faith in this," you don't heal them. You don't help them. You don't bound their wounds. You don't let them know that their faith is acceptable. Let me just perfect and direct you more where you need to go with this faith. You see what I'm saying? It's wicked, man. These guys are really wicked. Romans 9:9, "For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac." Here's the point. "For the children not being yet born, neither having done good or evil," neither having done good or evil. Oh, and let me say this. When you go back to the aspect of our situation in Egypt, we see an evil eye towards our brother even before the curses. And what I mean is, did not Moses have to intervene between two Hebrews that were fighting? Let's go a step further. Did not some of the patriarchs wanted to kill Joseph, but Reuben had to step in, and that's how Joseph got put in slavery in Egypt. So we see aspects of the curses even before the Lord put the curses on our people. So you got to look at this walk in its entirety, and there's a very closed-minded window that majority of our people are looking through when it comes to the aspect of understanding Yahweh Shemel Shai in this movie. Okay, it says neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. See that? So even our own election, even our own chosenness was of nothing that we did. It was because we were chosen, not because we did any works, not because we did any good, not because we did any evil, but according to election. So why frustrate the election? We already are chosen. What the fuck you mean we got to, excuse my language, but now I'm getting a little excited. How can you tell us that keeping the laws is how you get to the kingdom, but we're already chosen? Every single Israelite on planet Earth will get the glory in the kingdom, okay? Either in this life or the next, meaning either they're of the elect and they'll be delivered, or because they're born back on earth through the election, and then they receive the glory and the promises of the kingdom of heaven. What are you talking about? What do you mean we have to live by the laws to get to the kingdom? We're already chosen. Every single Israelite that's an Israelite will be in the kingdom because they're Israelites. That's it. Why did Israel get delivered out of Egypt? It wasn't because they were living by the laws. Why did we get delivered out of Egypt? It was already told to Abram that we would go into captivity, but we didn't have the laws at that time. You see how many points there are, brothers? There's so many beautiful points that can be used to disannul these statements that are being made to us by men trying to frustrate the grace that we're under by Yahweh Shai. Okay, this Jake Christian was actually making good points. And another thing I was watching, I said, why are they not using this time to edify him how he is an Israelite in the name of the Lord, which we know why, but these are things that come across my mind when I watch interaction between law-abiding, pushing Israelites, which we live by the law. But why do we, and then that's another thing, they call themselves prophets. Why aren't you not prophesying? It's like you have this proud, I need to prove to you that the law is what it is and not the Lord. Man, Jake. So let's go back. Check this out. This is Romans 10 and 3. For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness. That's what it is. We see guys that want to establish their own righteousness and not how we are righteous in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh, for Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. See, this is what a lost sheep of the house of Israel needs to hear. Okay, you need to hear that you have a savior, you have a culture, you have a nation, you are chosen, and then you find out certain aspects of your culture as an Israelite that you live by, and that is pertaining to the law, such as you don't do this, meaning, you can't be committing adult, things of those nature. Of course, that's brought into the teaching and understanding. But when all you do is cram the law down and not the Lord, what's going on here? All right. It says, for Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise, say not in thy heart, who shall ascend into heaven, that is to bring Hamashiach down from above, or who shall descend into the deep, that is to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead. Okay, watch. Let's keep going. Okay, let's keep going. Where's my point that I want? See, all this is good. All this is good. So let's see. This is why he brings up the aspect of Jew and Greek, because we had our people as a Gentile mindset. Look, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So look at this aspect, and that's pertaining to the law too. You know, that's even pertaining to the law. So now let me just keep going. I got a couple more points to make. Romans 4:13, for the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. See, right here, we see righteousness being shown by faith, not just by the law. But then they'll go to Deuteronomy 6:25 and say, living by the law. Yes, okay, we get that. But there is a evolution. All right. And when I use the word evolution, meaning prophecy, see, majority of our people are teaching you aspects of the scriptures pertaining to a certain time period. So you go into a precept that was told to us in the wilderness, but then when you fast forward to us in Jerusalem under the providence of Rome, and then we start seeing other aspects, this is called prophecy, okay? But Jake has a doctrine that they are giving you, and they're not adding the aspect of prophecy or the unraveling of the narrative of the Lord within that. See? So you can show in one aspect in the Bible where it says the law is righteousness, but then we can even go before the law and show you where faith is righteousness. So somewhere has to be a common ground, and they are trying to complicate the simplicity in that common ground, okay? And that common ground is the foundation, and that foundation is Yahweh Shai, okay? It says, for if they were of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise made of none effect. See that? Because the law worketh wrath. For where no law is, there is no transgression. Therefore, it is of faith, that it might be by grace, to the end of the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who is the faith of us all. See that? You see that? So in one breath, when you can see IUIC out here teaching, okay, oh, look at that. They living by the laws. But then in the same breath, yeah, you're living by the laws, but you're not taking into consideration the people you're talking to don't know that they have to live by the law. So you introduce the law to them, but under the Lord. It's very simple. It's very simple, okay? But they don't have that spirit. They don't have the spirit of the gospel. They don't have the spirit of mercy and patience and temperance and meekness when it comes to handling the lost-minded Gentile state of our people. And majority of our people that are lost, they still have the ability of believing in who they call Jesus, believing in faith. He knows my heart, things of that nature. And we get it. That's their zeal. But this is where the Holy Spirit steps in to give them understanding in all things. And that's how you guide them through the Rakah Kodash to who? The Lord. It's very simple. But they compliment, where's your fringes, nigga? Get you this. Do you eat that? I say you shave. Hold on, bro. You talking to some lost people. And then Jake acts like they ass wasn't lost too. Okay? Jake acts like they weren't lost too. Very evil. Now, let's see what else we got in here. We're in Galatians 4. Oh, let's go to Galatians 3. Okay, Galatians 2. Actually, I like that. This is Galatians 2:16. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And let me just say this. What we're reading, okay, is what happens when prophecy is fulfilled. Because if you go back in time, we see that we were commanded to live by just what? The law. But then within the law, there was writings of a savior. There was writings of a prophet among us. There was writings of our sins being forgiven. You see that? But they don't add those aspects to the walk now. See, now we have Old and New Testament. Old covenant grace with New Testament. See? So that's why I keep saying this, because that's why they always go to Deuteronomy. They're always going to Deuteronomy and Numbers and such of that nature. But we also have to incorporate, if we're going to read Deuteronomy, we also need to read Romans. We need to read Galatians. We need to read these new letters, because these new letters are teaching us the new aspect of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. All right? Because look, there was a changing in the law. Let's get that in Hebrews 7. You know? We're getting ready for Day of Atonement, memorial, blowing of the trumpets. We live by the Sabbath every week. We live by the law, the dietary law. We live by all that. So here it is. We live by all that as well. But when we deal with our people and they come up with questions, we're warning them about prophecy. We're introducing them to Yahweh Shai. And then within that, they're also told about the laws that they do have to live by. But they go strictly to the law. They don't go into warning them. They don't go into prophecy. This is Hebrews 7:12. For the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. See? So when we read in the scriptures, we see changes that take place. No, the Most High is not an author of confusion. Yes, he is the same yesterday, today, and forever, but you have to apply the narrative that has been given to us, and that's through the aspect of prophecy, okay? Prophecy plays a major role in existence, in life, in our culture, okay? There's an evolving that we're getting ready to experience like no other, and that's going to be from predestination, not just because we woke up and are living by the laws. Why are we going to get new bodies? We're in sinful flesh. We're literally in sinful. We were born into sin, you know? So a lot of great points that Yahweh Bashim Shai has given us to understand so we don't have our grace frustrated with, you know? So watch. Galatians 2:16, and this is what Apostle Paul had to deal with. You know, we'll have to go to Galatians 3 as well. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Why? Because you have to understand the importance of Yahweh Shai and being that sacrifice. Even we have believed in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And why did the believers of Yahweh Shai get put to death or persecuted? Because the law-abiding Israelites were using certain laws like Deuteronomy 13, things of that nature, and saying that they are breaking the law when really we were fulfilling the law because we were fulfilling the law within the prophecies of the law. Okay, it says that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. And this is being conveyed and pushed and told to the early believers because there was others perverting the gospel and they were trying to just push the law over the Lord on our people like we're seeing now. Okay? Like we're seeing now. All right? Let's keep going. It says, but if while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves are also, it says, but if while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves also are found sinners. Is therefore Hamashiach the minister of sin? The Most High forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself also a transgressor. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto the Most High. Yeah, this is why we were redeemed from the law, because we were cursed under the law. This is why he gave us better promises. Let's put that in. Better promises. And why not talk about that? You talk about the law. Why not talk about the better promises pertaining to the old and the new? Hebrews 8:6, but now has he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is a mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. That's what needs to be told to our people. That's what needs to be opened up. That's the gospel. That's the good news. See that? These Hebrew Israelites that just pushed the law on you have not been anointed with the gospel. That's not good news. They're not giving our people good news. Okay, I watched a 6-minute video of a Jake telling this so-called black woman the laws as she's waiting to get in her car in a Walmart parking lot. What the fuck are you doing? Do you even know if she's got enough gas to get home or her bills to be paid? Now, of course, we shouldn't be eating pork. Of course, the laws are what we abide by. But aren't there also other matters that should be incorporated with a message when you are opening the Bible in front of our people that do not know who they are? Aren't there other things that you should be warning and telling them about as well as not, instead of just the law, like just the law? That's all you're going to give them is just the law? That's it? Galatians 2:20, I am crucified with Hamashiach, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of Yahweh, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of Yahweh. For if righteousness come by just the law, right? If righteousness come by the law, then a Mashiach is dead in vain. Exactly. So my point is, if you're going to push the law, then you're going to have, if not the same, more energy when it comes to the Lord. Like, look, I want to tell you all these laws you got to live by, but we have a Savior that has saved us from the laws and our transgressions and our shortcomings. And then even on top of that, there's just the aspect of predestination and how there's no free will. That really shows you that we're not in control here. Okay, there is no free will. But when you push this, come back to the laws, you're really low key. You're pushing a free will doctrine, because what you're saying is, if you come back to the law, no matter who you are, as long as you're living by the laws, you'll be good. That's not true. The Pharisees lived by the law in 70 AD, still happened. No, we don't believe in the Trinity, but we believe in the Father, we believe in the Son, and we also believe that a Holy Spirit has been given unto us to understand all things. Nope, the Trinity doctrine, right here, this question by Edward. The Trinity doctrine is actually a Babylonian demon. It's an ancient Babylonian demon with Semiramis, Nimrod, and Tammuz. Just like the Immaculate Conception, that actually comes back from an ancient Babylonian demon, going back to Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. Okay, because Galatians, it tells you that he was born under the law through a woman. What does that mean, under the law? Having a father. Okay. Yes, I agree with you. How the Trinity. Good, perfect. So now let's continue. Okay, so we got this one out the way. Let's see what else we got up here. So I want to just touch on this aspect real quick, because as we see, there's nothing new under the sun. So even in the time of the Galatians, Apostle Paul had to deal with that same issue that we're dealing with now. And I always say, and I'll keep saying, yes, we live by the law to the best of our ability, but I believe Yahushua said it best. I think it said golden command. Yes. Let's see the simplicity, how Yahushua, he sums it all up. Okay, these guys, they want to complicate, they want to frustrate, they want to make things that are simple difficult to understand. Okay, so this is Matthew 22 and 36. Yahushua said unto him, actually, let's go into it. Let's actually go into this account, Matthew 22 and 36, real quick. Okay, real quick. All right, very, very simple. Okay, Matthew 22 and 36. We'll start at 34. It says, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, what the Sadducees believed in no resurrection. All right, what's this? It says, I'm learning about the Torah right now. Do I need to wear tassels? Well, we wear fringes in our ceremonial settings, as in we wear fringes when we go to camp, when we teach, when we edify. But for you having to wear fringes on all your clothing, no, you don't have to do that. Let me just say this too. One good thing is to look up the account why we as Israelites were commanded to wear fringes on the border of our garment to begin with. And let me actually put this in, because the law is for the murderer. Okay, we don't need now. We wear fringes, like I said, at camp. It's in Timothy's, but we don't need fringes on our garments to remind us to live by the law. Let me see if I can put this. For the law is for the, I believe it's murderer. Let me see if that comes up. Whosoever, no, that's not the one I want. It's in Timothy's. I think it's 1 Timothy 1. I got my scriptures right here. But these are good aspects for us to know. Let me see. It might be 1 Timothy. Just bear with me. It comes to mind. Let's see. Yes, 1 Timothy. Let's go there real quick. I want to make this point on this account, but since a question is being asked, let's answer it. 1 Timothy. And see, that's another thing. If our people are waking up to who they are, what we're introducing them to is the grace of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're under grace. Okay. It says, be wise as a serpent. I can't wear fringes and tassels everywhere I go, because they're going to know who I am. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. 1 Timothy 1. And let's see. This is 1 Timothy 1 and 8. But we know that the law is good. It is good. But why do we wear fringes? The fringes were commanded on our border because at that time, we as a nation were so of a low vibration where we had to be reminded of the law that was just given to us. See, when you look back at the history of the Lord introducing the law to us, he was introducing to us after hundreds of years in captivity under a heathen rule. It says, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. See, so we have to use the law lawfully, morally, righteously, not wickedly, not oppressively. We're already in captivity. And when you look at the law has been given how you govern a society. Okay. So it says, knowing this, the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers. See, so portions of our people that push the law, they need fringes to remind them because the spirit ain't dealing with them. Okay. There is a Israel of Yahweh. All right. You have Israelites that are just Israelites that know they're Israelites and they have the flesh, but do they have the spirit? Ezekiel 37 goes into that. For whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for man-stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. See that? So you bring the law out to a demon, to a wicked Israelite. But when you have Israelites that are seeking Yahweh Bashmal Shai through faith, all right, through meekness, you see it's a big difference. So we bring out the law when you have Israelites that are completely off and wicked. That's when you got to get the law on them. All right. So now let's go back to this point in Matthew's. This is Matthew's 22 and 34. It says, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him. See, they're tempting him. Yep. He said, okay, thank you, brother, for answering my question. Good to know about the fringe. Yeah. Like I said, we wear the fringes, like it says in Numbers, was at 1538. But when you go into the history of why we had to wear fringes, it was because our people need to be reminded that there was a certain laws we're living under, but we're under grace right now. So we live to the laws to the best of our ability. Then someone could say, well, you mean to tell me you can't put fringes? Hey, look, some of us are in poor, we're in low conditions, we're still struggling to pay bills. Can't afford certain things. A lot of guys that push the law on you is because they're in a position they can afford these things. You see that? We're in captivity. We're in hell. We're under grace. We're not frustrated in that. Okay? It says, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? See how Jake is? What's the greatest commandment? Yahweh Shai said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart meaning mind, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, of course. And the second, right, and that's another thing. Push Yahweh Basham Shai on our people, And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Look at how Yahweh Shai broke that down. So simple. Look how Yahweh Shai broke down us living by the law. So simple. Okay. Am I going to go out and yell at my fellow Israelite and tell him where's his fringes? Because I wouldn't want him to do that to me. He don't know my situation. He don't know how much money I got in my pocket. He don't know if I can afford. There's certain aspects of the law we can't even afford to live by. When you go back and look at the aspect of certain sacrifices or offerings to Yahweh, we can't even afford those things. Just go look at the law about offering or grain offering or meat offering. We can't even afford certain things that we are commanded to do as just an offering to Yahweh. See that? So Yahweh Shai broke it down so simple. He took all these 613 and counting laws, all these laws, and he broke it down in just 2 points. But Jake don't do that. Why don't IUIC do that? Why don't y'all do that? Why don't y'all do that? You're wicked, man. You're evil. You're evil and you're wicked. But see, I just wanted to bring that point out real quick. Very simple. So let's just go into Galatians, a little bit of this, and that's a lesson. I didn't even mean to make it this long. But I tell you what, as me learning about being a Hebrew Israelite, and if this is what would give me peace. Okay, when you go up to a camp and you're already catching hell, you're already in so-called white America, you're already in Babylon, you're already under curses, and then you find some aspect of truth with the Bible, and then they're giving you this laundry list of things you got to do. It's like, damn, but I thought I'm already chosen. We're already a chosen people. Whew. Oh, foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua HaMashiach has been evidently set forth, crucified among you. This only would I learn of you. Received ye the Spirit by the works of the law or by hearing of faith? Right. I found out I was an Israelite through faith, not the law. Okay. But we live by the law. But Yahushua summed up the law we live by in two simple forms. It says, are ye so foolish, having begun in the spirit, are ye now made perfect by the flesh? Mind you, we're in sinful flesh. You can do everything to the T of the law, and there's still something you will come short upon. Okay. Let me see what else we got in here. Oh, and this is what I wanted too. I like the aspect, and it makes sense. Now we understand why Abraham is mentioned in the New Testament, because you had men that are going to push. Was Abraham wearing fringes? Did Abraham have fringes? You know, it says Galatians 3:6, even as Abraham believed Yahweh, it was accounted to him for righteousness. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. See that? And the scripture foreseeing that Yahweh would justify the heathen through faith. We're the heathen. Preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all nations be blessed. Are we not nations? Is not each individual tribe of Israel a nation? Okay, it says, so then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham, What about faithful Abraham? For as many as are, and that's another thing. What was the first thing that the Lord had to do with Abraham? But he was already dealing with him. But he brought in what? He solidified that covenant with him by the cutting, by the spilling of blood through the circumcision. See? It says, for as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. See that? So what are we going to tell? Well, one, we're already under curses, but we've been redeemed from them curses through Yahushua. You see? So going back even to the aspect of fringes, we wear fringes for camp. We don't need to wear fringes. We wear them for camp when we're out teaching, because that's our priestly garment and our sackcloth, and we're at the temple doing our priestly duties in season and out of season. Okay. But we've been redeemed from the penalty and the curses that have been given to us from the law. This is why we're waiting on the better promises, which is the new covenant, where it'll be written within us. You see that? It says, for it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Yahweh. Oh, so you have Jake being forced to wear fringes everywhere they go to be justified by the camp that they're in. But are they justified in the eyes of Yahweh? Ooh, wee. Oh, man. See, you got to watch out for those precepts of men. Where your fringes at? Man, leave me alone. I'm under grace. Leave me alone, man. What's the verse of the day? You know, I just got off work. I'm in hell. The fuck? Excuse my language. But see how simple this truth is, and see how complicated these other guys make it. We're in the reality. We're in the real world, okay? We're not going to be out here exposing ourselves and what we believe in, walking around. And then that's another thing. I'm just building off the aspect of tassels and fringes. Well, where's the phylacteries? Where's your paddle? There's a lot of other things that we're supposed to have if the question of where's your fringes is at. I'm just using it as an example. So there's a lot we can talk about if they want to push the law. It says, but that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Yahweh, it is evident for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Hamashiach has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, curses every one that hangeth from a tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua Mashiach. We're those Gentiles, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. Man, there it is. There it is. See that? It's so simple. You know, I didn't even think I was going to go this long with it. You know, I didn't even think it was going to go into that. But that's it, man. Okay? There's predestination. All right? There's an election that was already made. We didn't have the laws when we got delivered out of Egypt. See that? So the elect is going to be delivered out of this Egypt again. And then the law in its entirety will be written within them. So for the brothers and sisters out there, do not let these guys frustrate your faith. Do not let them frustrate your grace. Live by the laws to your best of the ability. And we see how Yahweh Shai, he simplified it for us in two simple manners. Love Yahweh Bashim Yahushai with all thy heart and mind, and treat your brother as you would want to be treated. Okay. And your brother is who? Those that do the will. Okay. Because not every Israelite is a brother and sister. So I'm going to leave it there. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.